Hi, I'm Seth from SepticFlesh and you are watching Impact Channel.
Our guest today is Seth Siro Anton from SepticFlesh. Nice to meet you. Hello and
nice to meet you. How are you?
Congratulations to your latest album. It's a great work, as the ones before as well. And actually, from listening to whatever you have said for the previous album and for this one as well, it seems to me that SepticFlesh is a group of perfectionists. Am I right?
Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, to be perfect, it's actually I don't believe that something is perfect.
I mean, perfectionist.
Perfect. Yeah. Yes, we are trying all the time to reach something higher. I think that after communion, I think that we have a mission in each album to make a better work than the previous album that we released. For example, when we made Communion, then it was Great Mass. We said, okay, what we are going to do to make something better. And, that started also to be the same with Titan and Great Mass, and then with Codex Omega and Titan. So since Communion, I think the band is trying always to reach something higher. Something that could express our feelings and emotions, because art, I think it's this, to try to decode and express your feelings through music or through any other, perspective of art.
But sometimes it's very hard to balance the things, to keep the soul in the music and to make sure that everything is the way you want it to sound. So I have heard some examples when bands tend to sound very perfect, but then they lose the soul. So how do you make sure that you actually keep it? Because you say that it's important for you to have the soul in your music, to sound it the way you are.
Yes, this is really, it's a big conversation, because it's really important, first of all, to have a nice production, a nice, a dynamic sound, good rhythm section, drums, everything. But indeed, even if you have all these things, sometimes you are missing the soul. You are missing the energy. Now with the releases of SepticFlesh, and especially with Codex Omega, I think that we try to just express our feelings. And with the help of Jens Bogren, I think we created one of the best albums of SepticFlesh, because I really believe that Codex Omega contains the whole discography of SepticFlesh, from Mystic Places of Dawn until Titan.
And there is a lot of classical music.
Of course, as always, yes. This is the work of my brother, Chris. SepticFlesh is a band that works like a factory. We use our own products. What I want to say is that, for example, Chris is responsible about the classical music parts of all the albums of SepticFlesh since Communion, because he studied composition in England. He's a really good musician, and as you understand, other bands, for example, they pay to have an orchestra, they pay someone else to make the arrangements, the orchestrations and everything. With SepticFlesh, we don't have to do that, because Chris knows exactly what to do. Me, from the other side, except the music, because I write also music with the band, I am the guy that I'm responsible for the visual stuff, the artwork, the merch, the backdrops, and in general the whole visual aesthetic part of SepticFlesh. So as you understand, we are like a small factory of art, you know, something like that.
I was going to ask if it's easy or if it's difficult to combine metal with classical music, or if it comes naturally, but it sounds to me from what you said that it's natural in your case. So it's a good cooperation.
Yes.
Does this have any difficulties to combine the two genres?
It's really important, first of all, to don't separate the styles. With SepticFlesh, I want to believe, okay? I don't know, because it's different how I listen to SepticFlesh. We make the music, we are in the recording, so that means that our ears is already tired from the material, so we are not, we can't judge correct. But I really want, at the end, the result to be something compact, like a stone, like a rock.
Yes, solid.
So yeah, I don't want two rocks. I mean, the rock of classical music and the rock of metal, and try to squeeze them. We don't use the classical music as a decoration. The classical music and the orchestrations comes together with the metal part. I mean, it's like they have a dialogue.
Yeah.
You understand? It's like a soundtrack. So I don't think for SepticFlesh it's difficult to combine these two different styles, because I think, and I want to believe that we are trying to create something new, something fresh, you know, something that don't exist. Okay, you know, it's really difficult to create now something original in our days, to be honest.
Well, I think if you put your soul into it, then it's original.
Exactly, the energy, and you are really right about that. That the energy and the soul that we say, it indeed give this originality.
So most of your life is about music and art anyway, because as we know, you do the visuals as well, and not only for your band, but you do covers for other bands as well. So is there any time in your life when you take your focus off art at all?
Really difficult. It's really difficult, because when I don't have you know, the recording, touring, all this, let's say, or the world of SepticFlesh. This is the world of SepticFlesh. You understand? It's the recordings, the composition of the songs, the touring, because we are a band that right now it's really active.
Yeah.
We are trying to tour as much as possible. So when I have some free time, I'm making my artworks. Nothing else.
And how would you describe your artwork in a few words?
Difficult again to describe my artworks. I think I'm a dark artist. Let's say. I'm trying to decode and express feelings through, let's say, a dark mirror of our, you know, inner self. You know, we could talk many hours about, artworks, fine art things, because, you know, I studied also fine art, so it's really complicated now to start to analyze my work and my style. But the thing is that when I make some artworks, to be honest, I don't use exactly the things that I learned in my university, because I really like things that are more abstract. As you understand, I like the dark things of, let's say, of the universe. And when I say the dark side, or the dark, let's say, the dark emotions of the universe, that this doesn't, I don't mean that, you know, that has to do with the evil powers of Satan and demons and everything like that. For me, when I use the word dark, means hidden.
Exactly.
Means that something is that it's not obvious, something that it's not really visible. So I really like to discover and to make a research in the, let's say, the dark portals of the human mind. So this is actually my work. To be honest, sometimes, especially with the artworks and especially in the metal, let's say the metal industry, I don't use exactly what I learned in the University of Fine Arts, because maybe I will do that later. You know, when I will start to paint again, because right now I don't have the time even to paint with SepticFlesh, really heavy schedule and artworks that I have. But for sure in the near future I will try to move in a more abstract and expressionistic stuff. That's all.
Now that you were talking about the dark side,
Yes.
so it's really interesting that now I see a tendency of metal bands turning towards this spirituality, philosophical topics, dark side instead of Satanism. Many of them. I see this tendency in the last like 10 years.
Yes.
And it's interesting that these two genres go like this, like go together very well like this. So what's your opinion on that? Why is that?
You know, everybody could create art and could express everything that he has in his mind. I could speak only for SepticFlesh because you know what, I don't know about other bands and other people. I mean, I respect everyone. It's something similar like the art that I said on your previous question, that we don't like to use really visible, let's say, or really common words, phrases, gods, the devil, and everything like that. We like more to put someone to start thinking, different. For example, Sotiris is the guy that is responsible for the lyrics of SepticFlesh. Sometimes, really, I admire Sotiris, how he thinks, how he makes the lyrics of SepticFlesh. I mean, he could be ironic, and sometimes he could say so many truths in just, 5-6 words maximum. So I think SepticFlesh, at the end, it's like the thing that I said before with my art, that we like to make a research, we like to decode and to express through our music and through our lyrics deep, emotional parts of human consciousness.
Is there any other genre in music or technique in art that you want to explore? You already mentioned expressionism in painting, so how about music?
There are many. It's not only expressionism. I like, many movements. We have, for example, I liked also surrealism. I like also the great period of Renaissance. Right now, I'm really, I feel really nice with SepticFlesh, with the music of SepticFlesh. I feel most of the times when we finish the album, and for example, when I put Codex Omega, after we received the final result from against Bogren, I feel really nice. I had this positive energy, that I was full of emotions. So if you ask me about the music, right now I feel great. From my art, to be honest, I feel like something is, how is the word, like bounded. because most of the times now I use my computer, I use Photoshop, Painter, sometimes I draw, but to be honest, sometimes I want to destroy my computer and take a canvas and start to paint with a brush and start to destroying things. So, and right now I can't make it, you know, because if I'm going to express 100% the things that I want to paint, maybe then nobody will take my artworks. You understand? It's
I
going
wouldn't
to be
say
difficult.
so. Probably people would like it.
I don't know.
So I would love to see that actually. So I hope you will get the time to do that one day. Okay, so as we are running out of time, I'm going to ask you one last question.
No problem.
So please name your 5 favorite albums of all times.
Okay, so 5. Can I say bands?
Yes,
Because,
it's fine.
for example, I'm going to tell you 3 because I like a lot, and I'm going to be also different. I really like Dead Cat Dance, Celtic Frost, Death, Paradise Lost.
One more?
And Morbid Angel. Okay,
Okay, cool.
I'm finished. I said these albums because these albums, I think it was a great, let's say, they changed something in my mind when I listened these albums. I mean, the music of these artists. I said, okay, something's going on here, especially with Dead Cat Dance, Paradise Lost, when they made Gothic, the album. I said, what is this? What is going on here? That's all.
Thank you. Do you have a message that you want to say to the fans?
I want to say that I hope everyone is going to enjoy our latest work, Codex Omega, and I'm really happy that I'm here in Budapest, and in a few hours we're going to play. Thank you very much for your support. That's all.
Thank you so much for your time.
I thank you very much.